Hello, my loves, and welcome to this week's episode of the Soul Extract. I'm so excited to have you guys here. And this is a podcast that's all about holistic wellness. So, we're talking about mental health, spiritual health, emotional, financial, physical, every kind of wellness that you can think of, psychological, every single kind of wellness that you can think of. So thank you for tuning in. And basically it's just about a podcast that's about tapping into your infinite power, the power that all of us possess, that we were born with, and for us to just be our best and most favorite selves. So before I get started, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to my followers on YouTube. I've gained 2 new subscribers in the last few weeks. So I've got about 35 subscribers now. So I'm so happy to have you guys with me on this journey. And also my TikTok seems to be picking up. So thank you as well to my TikTok followers. Thank you so much for tuning in and for watching. It is so appreciated, and I love you guys so much. Anyway, so today's topic, I want to talk about getting out of survival mode. So get out of survival mode and thrive, so that you can thrive more. And this is basically following on from my last week's episode, where I was speaking about choosing love over fear. And basically, when it comes to fear is something that comes from survival mode. So when you are in fear, you are in survival mode. So what does survival mode look like, or what is survival mode? So survival mode is your nervous system. It's your nervous system that responds to potential danger. It's when your body believes that it is threatened, whether it's emotionally or physically. And the catch with that, though, is that maybe it's not necessarily true, or it's not happening in that moment. So there are 4 responses that happen to us when we feel that we are responding to the potential danger around us. And I'm sure some of you have heard about it. You've heard about it, on YouTube podcasts, reading stuff, or you know about it from past experiences. But these are fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. Now, fawn is quite a recent one. But basically all of them are part of the stress responses that we use when we are in this potential danger. So these responses date back a very long time ago to our ancestors, who had to act to imminent danger, most predominantly from predators. So it could be that you're fighting against a saber-toothed tiger, you're afraid of getting stomped by some baboon or whatever the case is. And basically they had to act on this danger by either confronting that threat, literally fleeing from the scene, so running away from that threat, becoming immobile, where you pretend like you don't even exist, that you're not even there, and you be as still as you possibly can. Or 4, you try to appease, so that you can almost like appear friendly to the threat. And obviously now in our modern times, we won't come across these predators. I mean, there are very rare cases where people do get eaten by lions or whatever the case is, but those are very special circumstances. But generally in our modern day, we aren't facing that imminent danger. So in this podcast today, I'm not talking about physical danger that we come across, whether someone or something is trying to hurt us, trying to harm us, where we are literally in physical danger and we need to do whatever that we can to either fight it or get away. I'm not talking about that danger. Today, I'm most specifically focusing on the emotional danger, or the perceived emotional danger, or the threat that is around us. So yes, our ancestors went through these threats as a way to cope, as a way to prevent their own imminent death. But now in our modern age, we don't face those dangers, but we've carried these responses with us along the way. And how these responses show up in our lives is that we become on edge. So we are always on edge. We act impulsively. we are overwhelmed emotionally, where we feel like we are on overdrive, where we're trying to protect ourselves and try to keep ourselves safe. And at the end of the day, we actually become really disconnected from our body. So our mind and body are not intertwined together to work together to actually be the vessel that we are, that God has put on this earth for. So I want to go into detail about these 4 responses, and basically what I want to do is I want to give you that awareness. So I'm going to talk about what they are, and then how they show up in your body and your responses, and how you would typically act when you are in these responses. And it's just for you to have an awareness, so that when they do show up, you'll be able to pinpoint, or you'll be able to see whether these resonate with you, or if similar reactions come up for you as you go through these responses in your life. And I'm also bringing it to your attention, so that when they do come up, you have a choice to act in a different way, or you have a choice to move in a different direction than what you normally do when these feelings, or when these triggers, or when these responses come up within you. And I also want to preface this by saying that you can be predominantly in one of them. So I know for me personally, I'm usually in the fawn response, and I do tend to also dabble. I do also tend to dabble in the flight as well as freeze. So I know that I've dabbled in those two, but my predominant one is fawn. But what happens is that you will find that you will be predominant in one, but you might toggle between the 4 whenever. It could be in the same day. You might have different experiences or different circumstances that call you to respond in all the 4 different ways, or whatever the case is. But there is a predominant one, and then you might toggle between the others during the course of your life, during the course of the day, during the course of a month, whatever the case is. So the first one is the fight response, and basically this is characterized by the urge to combat or to confront the threat directly. So you might feel and how it shows up in your body. You might feel your jaw tightening. You might be gritting your teeth. You might have almost like a burning sensation in your stomach. You might be feeling like you have knots in your stomach. And then you might also have incredible, intense anger. You might also be quite aggressive. There might also be crying, or you could be glaring at people, or you have the intense desire or the intense urge to punch, kick, stomp anything, anyone, something around you, to release that kind of energy that's in your body. You might also feel that you could get a bit of assertive, and you might come across as a bully. And yeah, basically these are the typical symptoms, or the typical responses that come up in you as you go through this flight stress response. And the second one that you might be going through is the flight response. And basically this is characterized by the need to almost escape or avoid the threat by either physically or emotionally distancing yourself from that threat. So you might feel yourself feeling fidgety. You feel like you can't sit still. You also feel like you are quite restless. You can also be an overworker, so you tend to work a lot, like overwork. You might also feel like you can't sit still, you can't relax. You always have to be on the go, and it's also characterized by you feeling a lot of panic, and you also feel quite anxious, and you also over worry about a lot of different things. And these are the things that characterize the flight response. And the third response is the freeze response, which is when you feel paralyzed. You feel paralyzed or too overwhelmed to almost like face this threat. So you become just immobile, and you can't even, it just becomes too overwhelming to face that threat. And how it normally shows up in your body is that you might have pale skin. You could also have the sense of dread, or your body might feel stiff, or it might feel heavy, or it might feel numb. There's also a lot of dissociation that happens, where you could feel a depression, where you almost feel dead inside. And it's also characterized by almost distancing yourself from the world, where you feel like you just need that space, where you feel detached, and you hibernate a lot. So you would stay indoors, you'd stay in your room, stay in the dark, not talk to someone, not talk to anyone, just wanting to be by yourself and wallow in that darkness within you. And the fourth one is the fawn response, which is in essence to accommodate others, to almost like seek their approval. And how this is characterized, or how this shows up in your body, how it shows up in your life, is when you people please, when you are codependent, when you can't necessarily stand up for yourself and you can't say no, where you lack boundaries, where you avoid conflict at all costs. You're generally quite concerned about fitting in with the crowd or with people that are around you. So now that you are aware of the stress responses that happen to you, that don't keep you safe, or where you feel overwhelmed, where you feel like you are in a daze, where you are on edge, where you feel all these different kinds of feelings, how can you move from that survival mode to thriving? So how can you move from where your nervous system is so dysregulated, where you are all over the place, to a place where you are calm, you are centered, you are grounded, you remember who you are? And so I just want to run through a few steps of how you can actually begin to thrive. So these steps is things that you can practice on the daily. It's also some things that you can practice as and when they come up, or as and when you need them. Some of them you might not need to practice in the time when the response happens, but when you start practicing these things on the daily, let me just say regularly, let me not say daily and put pressure, because it's not about fixing yourself. There's nothing wrong with you. It's literally just for you to remember who you are, and to be still enough to remember who you are, so that when these emotions come up, or when these stress responses come up, you have a better chance to overcome, and you have a better chance to have a different choice, to choose a different way to go. So the first one is about acknowledging your emotions and kind of becoming aware of the triggers. So your emotions are not something that are an inconvenience. It's not something that you need to push down, or to stifle, or to avoid, in order for you to feel like you need to move forward. And it's also the emotions that you feel are literally just a signal for you to show you, to actually show you where whatever is happening that needs to be moved, or the energy that needs to be moved in your body. So it's important for you guys to not so it's important for you guys not to kind of fear or push down or be shameful of what is coming up, but as I always say, to look at it with compassion, to look at yourself with compassion, with love, with acceptance, with curiosity, to see where these emotions are coming up, what signal are they trying to show you, what do you need to move through to get to the best version of yourself. So when becoming aware of your triggers, there are certain questions that you can start to ask yourself that would move you from that survival mode to thriving. So because survival mode just leaves you in a daze, it leaves you all up in your head, and everything is just swirling. There's just too much happening in your body. So in order for you to become grounded, to become centered, and to become rooted in yourself, there are certain questions that you can start to ask yourself to move from survival to thriving, to thriving mode. And basically you can ask yourself, what is it about this trigger that is, what about the situation is triggering you? So what does it wake up within you? And then what about the situation? What are you making the situation mean or say about you? So what is the meaning that you're attaching about yourself, about the trigger that is coming up? And also you can ask yourself, how does the trigger influence how you view the world, how you view yourself, and how you view others? And then in terms of trying to get back to center and trying to get back to your core and remembering who you are, is to also ask yourself, how can you get back to safety, or how can you re-establish the safety within you? And basically that will be part of my step 3, which I'll share with you. But basically, what are the steps that you can take in that moment to ground yourself, to create that safety within you, to show you that you're not being chased by a saber-toothed tiger. You're not going to be stomped by a baboon. You are safe in this moment. Nothing is wrong. Nothing is going wrong. You are fine. You are okay exactly where you are in that moment. And the second step that you can take, where you can move from survival mode to thriving, is to prioritize self-care and to also prioritize movement. So because of the stress responses that come up in your body, there's no way for this energy to move through your body. It becomes stuck in your body, where it becomes pent up, where it builds up. And without sufficient movement, it will actually make you become physically sick. You will actually become physically sick with this energy that's stuck in your body, and keeps piling up, because the body keeps the score. As these stress responses keep happening, this energy that's in your body will keep building up. So what are the activities that you can do to kind of move this energy, to repel this energy, or to kind of like get rid of this energy in your body? So can you do some form of exercise? It could be any exercise. It could be walking, running, dancing, weights, yoga, Pilates, cycling, any kind of exercise that can move this energy through your body. What are the hobbies that you can pick up? Are there any hobbies that can get you out of your mind into your body? So can you get creative? Can you start painting? Can you start drawing? Can you do a crossword puzzle? Can you do a literal one of those 5,000, 2,000 piece puzzles? Can you read? What can you do as a hobby that can get you moving, or that can get that energy moving through your body? Is it time in nature that you need, where you can clear your mind and actually connect with the earth? Maybe you need sufficient sleep. Are you sleeping enough? And also food also has an impact. Are you feeding yourself the proper nutrition that will keep your body functioning at optimal level? So yeah, it's just about tapping into moving your body and moving that energy, moving that energy through your body, so that you are a more lighter in your essence, and you're more lighter as you move through the world. And the third and final thing is to practice mindfulness and to learn the mind and body connection. So yeah, I'm always talking about practicing mindfulness, and basically this is just about being present. What are the tools, or what can you use in your daily life that can help you to become more present? Can you do more journaling? Can you journal more? Can you meditate more? Can you do yoga? Because yoga really does bring you into the present moment. But it also doesn't have to be, the exercises as well bring you into the present moment, because you're focusing on the movement, you're focusing on how to move your body in a way that's going to, give you the results that you're looking for. But also, meditation doesn't have to be this hectic exercise where people really battle to sit for even 5 minutes just to clear their thoughts and clear their mind. It's literally not about clearing your mind. You can literally have as many thoughts as you want, but as soon as you connect your mind to your body, literally, you don't have to try to get the thoughts out of your mind. The thoughts go away themselves. So even if it's something as simple as washing dishes, can you be present in that moment as you're busy scrubbing that plate, as you're busy washing that glass, as you're rinsing that glass, as you feel the hot water, as you feel the soap in that water? When you're cooking, can you be present, absolutely physically present in that moment when you're busy cooking? Can you be there as you are chopping the onions and the tomatoes? Can you be there as you're busy stirring? Can you be present in that very moment, stirring whatever that you're cooking? Can you be present as you are tasting that food? Can you literally stop there and taste the flavors that are going through your palate? So that's just being it can literally be anything that you do. Anything that you do, you can turn into a meditation. So it doesn't have to be you sitting down and focusing and doing the hand the finger movements to do meditation. You literally don't have to do that. It's anything that you do that you can turn into a meditation by just bringing yourself into the present moment. And learning mind and body connection. So I know that I've really struggled. So I know for myself that when I get into any of these states, any of these stress responses, what I would do, what my ego will do is that it will try and keep the story alive. Whatever the story is, even if it's rubbish, even if it's junk, it will try to keep that story alive. And how it keeps that story alive is to breathe shallow. So my breath will literally stop here. I won't go deeper. So the deeper the breath that you take and the longer the breath that you take is the more present that you become, and the more still and the more grounded you become. So if you breathe shallow, you're still very much in your head, you're still trying to process and you're still trying to intellectualize, and everything is just all up here in your head, and everything is just stuck in your head. So I know for me that when I get stuck in my head, I shallow breathe. And as soon as I start breathing deep, start breathing from my gut, start breathing from my root chakra, from my womb space, right at the bottom. When I start breathing from there, that's when the illusion breaks. That's when the story breaks. That's when all these things that I'm making up in my head, they break, because I'm being in the present moment. And when you become in the present moment, you are literally one with God. When you're in that present moment, you are literally one with God, and you start to remember who you are at your core, at your essence. So there's an exercise. I know a lot of people struggle with being present, with meditation and those kind of things. So there's an exercise that I'm doing, that I always do, and it's based on a kind of yoga, a kind of meditation that I do, that I usually do when I'm about to sleep, and it's called Yoga Nidra. And basically, Yoga Nidra connects your mind to your body. So it tells you to focus on different parts of your body, and literally you become so centered and so grounded that nothing, like literally nothing bothers you, nothing worries you, nothing is on your mind. You literally become so centered and so clear and so open to whatever, to basically just connect more with God. And yeah, I just want to try this. I just want to give you this exercise. For you to try by yourself. It literally can be 10 minutes, it can be 5 minutes, can be 2 minutes, anything, but just as long as you keep breathing and you just focus on these various body parts. Let me just say that. So I want you to try this exercise with me. So I'm going to do it with you now. So I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to sit with your feet firmly on the ground. If you're sitting on a chair or on a couch or whatever it is that you're sitting on. And I want you to plant your feet on the ground. And I want you to also connect your body. Whatever body part is touching the surface that you're sitting on, even if you're laying down, connect with that surface. Let your body sink into that surface. Feel your back touching the couch or the floor. Feel the back of your legs touching. And just feel yourself relaxing into that surface. Keep breathing as deep and as long as you can. Then relax your shoulders, relax your jaw, drop your tongue from the roof of your mouth, relax your temples, and then I want you to move to the crown of your head. Just move your attention there. Don't judge whatever's coming up. Don't try and force yourself to stop thinking. You can think and go to your focus on your crown. So move your attention to the back of your head. And then to the back of your neck. And then to the top part of your shoulders, your back. And then the middle part of your back. Keep breathing in and out slowly. The small of your back. Your hips. The back of the thighs. The back of the knees. Your calves. The bottom of your feet. All of your toes. The top of your feet. And you can reverse this, and you can go in reverse and go up all the way to the crown of your head again. And I guarantee you, in that minute, in those 2 minutes, in those 5 minutes, you will feel so grounded, you will feel so relaxed. And the essence of this is to bring you to the present moment, is for you to be grounded, is for you to remember who you are, that you are literally made in God's image, that when you are present is when you are one with God. And when you are one with God, anything is possible. Anything is possible. So yeah, guys, I want you guys to practice this, because I want you to move from survival mode into thriving mode. And when you thrive is when your dreams just automatically happen, when things just shift in your favor, when it feels like God is just conspiring in your favor, but it's literally you just being present with yourself, being grounded in yourself, remembering who you are at your core, at your soul level, in your essence. And I pray, guys, that you get to this level. I pray that you get to the point where you don't have to survive anymore. That all you have to do is just be present, and when you are present is when you will thrive to the nth degree. So yeah, guys, I hope this has helped 1 of you, 10 of you, 30 of you, 50 of you, however many of you. And any one piece of advice that you take, I pray that you take and you apply it in your life. And I love you guys so much, and I am so excited that I get to do this work. I'm so excited that I get to share what has worked for me and what has helped me to thrive and to be the best version of myself. And I just want to share this knowledge with you. And I hope, guys, that this gets to you. And yeah, you learn and you apply any one of these lessons. And I love you guys so much. And I will see you next week. Mwah, mwah, mwah.